money to them, and more than that, it is deeply personally satisfying. Where do you rank right now in terms of the 7 stages of becoming an icon in your industry? My name is Douglas Kruger. Position yourself as an expert and own your industry.
Wow. And that was our guest in the studio. Mr. Douglas Kruger is an international speaker and the author of The 7 Stages of Becoming an Expert. It's great to have you in the studio with us.
It's a pleasure to be here, Jerry.
Thank you. 5-time international speaking champion.
Yeah, for my sins.
For your, well, probably for your professionality, for your influence, and for your ability to speak to people and help them understand their sphere of influence. Tell us more about that.
Absolutely. Public speaking is one of the most effective and possibly the most underrated ways in which to influence people. In the sort of day and age of technology and tweets and social media, it is still incredibly effective to look people in the eye, to make facial contact, eye contact with them, and to speak to hearts and to minds. And if you think about it just in terms of how famous people like, say, the Kardashians are, they have huge numbers on Twitter, but we wouldn't know who they were if we hadn't seen their faces and heard their voices. And public speaking is a big part of that.
Who are the kinds of people who would, for example, benefit from courses that you give in learning how to become an expert?
Well, anybody can benefit from being an expert in their industry. In fact, the way that I always look at it is that it adds an extra 0 to your income. And it's interesting because most of us think of the knowledge or the technical aspect of what we do as the most important. And we assume, wrongly, that the better we get at what we do technically, the more we'll be remunerated. And it's not true if you look at how certain industries work. Taking as an example someone like, say, Nigella Lawson. I often ask audiences, would you say that she's in the top 10 best chefs on the planet? And most people will say no. And then I say, well, how about top 100, top 1,000? Then I pose the question, then why is she being better paid than all of them? And the answer to that is, it's not the technical side of what she does. There's something else going on. She is a face, a voice, and a known entity. She's positioned herself as an expert, and her name has a certain equity.
All right, so not everybody